I think you almost have to go back to the beginning and to understand that the British government, the Irish government, indeed most governments throughout the world chose the PCR tests as their choice of testing their populations. The truth of it is that if you went for a test today, a PCR test that is, you would probably wait at least 12 hours, possibly 18, 24, 36 hours, pending what part of the country you're in, to get a result. And the truth of it is that if we are in this roadmap out to a new norm, having to wait that length of time just isn't possible. It's inconceivable that a school child, it's inconceivable that anybody in business, it's inconceivable that anybody going to a sporting event has to wait that length of time to get a result. So therefore, it's most heartening indeed in the last 2 weeks to hear governments, particularly in this part of the world, the United Kingdom and indeed Ireland, recognising the role that rapid tests have as part of the recovery, as part as the roadmap to a new norm. The truth of it is that you're going to have a test kit that will give a result within 15 minutes. It's actually less than that. It's probably more akin to 2 to 3 minutes. But but even if you take 15 minutes, you're getting a result that is incredibly accurate. If you take the Alpha rapid swab test, you're talking about sensitivity of 96%. And if you take the new saliva test, you're talking about a result sensitivity of up on 98, 99%. So they are absolutely the way forward in terms of accuracy, in terms of speed, and more importantly, that if you take the new saliva test, it has removed the intrusive nature that has been associated with the swab test. So for industry, for social environments, be it sporting, be it theatre, be it whatever, for our children going back to school, rapid tests have to be the way forward. Well, the test came about, we have to go back to this time sort of last year. There's a guy that I had known quite well who lived quite in my locality actually. And through his own business interests, he had been dealing with a pharmaceutical company in Italy, who very well recognised throughout the world for their work with diabetes products. And in a reasonably casual conversation, they asked, did this guy know anybody who could give them a link into the UK market or indeed into the Irish market? And he reached out to me and he asked me would I be willing to have a chat with them, because my own background was one of 20 years supplying hospitals and pharmacies. And from that, their Alpha PH was born. And really then, their first product was a antibody test, incredibly accurate. They then followed that up in August last year of a rapid swab test, which follows the same parameters very much as the PCR test in terms of how it's actually carried out, but obviously results within 15 minutes, accurate as well. And then their latest product has been the saliva test. And, we're probably all sick of the term game changer because we've heard it too many times, but this truthfully is the game changer of all game changers for testing, because it removes the intrusive nature that has been associated with the swab test. I mean, anybody that has had the swab test will understand that it just isn't a pleasant experience. It doesn't matter, whether you're very young or old or in between, having a swab put down sufficiently far enough down the back of your throat or indeed up your nose is not a pleasant experience at all. The saliva test removes that there, so it ticks so many boxes. I can't probably overcook how easy these products are to use. We ourselves, would have had a level of concern with respect to the swab test insofar as, in order to get a proper specimen, how far down the back of the throat do you go? How far up the nose do you go? And almost the responsibility that you're placing on people's shoulders. The saliva test absolutely removes all that there. You are literally taking some spit, don't want to be uncouth, some spit, putting it into a little container, adding liquid, which in the industry is referred to as buffer reagent, And basically then what you do is that's your specimen. And basically what you do then is you put 3 drops of that there onto a little reader. Most people will recognize this reader, think it looks so similar to, say, like the likes of a pregnancy type reader. And within 2 or 3 minutes, you have a result. It says on the pack 15 minutes, but truthfully, the only thing that happens from minute 2 to 3 to 15 is that the result actually becomes clearer. So this product is absolutely so easy to use. It, if you think of children going back to school, if you think of, mothers stressed enough about their children going back and then being asked to possibly, take a swab from the back of their throat or up their nose, this removes all that stress. It's so hassle-free. If you think of older people, again, having to have a swab put down their throat or up the nose, it's so uncomfortable. Again, this removes all that there and take the people in between. So it really is a product for all. All our products come with fully certification. They have been developed in conjunction with WHO compliance, which is most important. But the biggest certification that they carry is that their incredible sensitivity results have been independently verified by independent clinical reports, so they are absolutely safe to use. We all, and I mean all, should welcome the vaccine, and we should all compliment the authorities who have done a brilliant job in rolling out the vaccine. But that comes with one slight pause, and that is, and this is coming from the experts. They're basically saying that it may well be the case that this particular version, early version of the vaccine, will not be the complete silver bullet that we, if we're being honest, really hope for. It probably will in time when the scientists understand how this virus mutates, and so therefore they can get ahead of the game. But at the moment, I think there's a wide recognition that that is not the case. So therefore, I think for the short to medium term, I believe that masks will play a part. But I also think that rapid testing will absolutely play a part. And I think that there's going to be a requirement on us all, be it children going to school, be it returning to work, going into work, be it going into the social environment. It doesn't matter whether it's theatre, it doesn't matter whether it's cinema, it doesn't matter whether it's a sporting venue, concerts. There's going to be a requirement on us to ensure that we remain safe. At the very start, we all bought into the idea of us being collectively involved in this here. The government have done their part in terms of trying to steer it, and you may say they have made mistakes, but for sure they are trying to steer us to a new way of living and existing that is safe. And an integral part of that, as far as we're concerned, is that people continue to take responsibility to ensure that any new variant doesn't get ahead of us again and put us into any sort of lockdown. And as part of that there, we collectively have a responsibility to continue to test. Yes, none of us want to be stuck in our homes waiting for 12 hours, 14 hours on a result coming through. You don't have to be. These rapid tests, these non-intrusive saliva tests ensure that we can actually do our bit, keep our loved ones safe, keep our family safe, keep our work colleagues safe, and at the same time, hopefully, move to a far better environment and existence that we're currently in. The best place to start is to go to our website, which is www.alphatestkits.com. And indeed, if they have any queries, doesn't matter whether they think it's insignificant, there'll be a phone number there. Give our guys a ring, and we're only too happy to help and advise.